You looking for me, you can find me at the barbershop. Pulling up to get a cut, bumping through the parking lot. I keep it clean, Rico's where I'm running to. If you in the city, then you probably gonna be coming to. Gang getting down, Red's getting down, Nick getting down, Ron getting down. Just to name a few, everybody blade on point. You trying to get fresh, I'm telling you this the joint. Hands down, top shop up in this vicinity. Promises age 9, LaRon been getting me. Temper on the side, I'm trying to grow out the way.
What's up, guys? Welcome to the K.O.S. Barber Club podcast, where we dive in and discuss the collection of wisdom on the science of everything in life. And we do so by talking to our guests, identifying self-awareness, self-concepts, and also self-knowledge. With us today, we got Ep.8. How you doing, brother?
Good, man.
How's everything?
Good. How are you?
We got you in here, huh?
Yeah, man. I'm here.
Yeah, we're here because of Rudy Maggs. He put me down when I was like, nice. And I brought you in here, like I was telling you earlier, man, to see if we could help kids maybe, or not even kids, just anybody that watches the show on decision-making, understanding self, intuitions, and things of that nature. And then I saw your page. I've been seeing you for years, all your artwork and stuff like that, and I'm glad you got to come in.
Oh, thank you for having me.
No worries, man. How did you start, like, the journey towards to where you got now? Like, where do you remember the beginning?
Oof. No, I mean, like childhood.
Yeah, like when you were aware and you were actually like, okay, this is who I am, this is what I want to do, and then journey started.
I mean, for me, I've always drawn as far as I can remember.
Okay.
Like, I've always drawn. Like, I grew up.
What was the first thing you drew? You remember that?
I mean, bro, I think the oldest memory I have is I used to, I was maybe like 4 or 5.
Yeah.
And my mom always bought me like cartoon underwear.
Yeah, of
so
course.
Like then I was like
He-Man.
Ninja Turtles and Dick Tracy. Those are the oldest memories.
You had a Dick Tracy underwear?
Dick Tracy underwear.
Wow.
I loved Dick Tracy cartoons when I was
Yo,
a kid.
they're right here, the watch. Oh, Dick Tracy. I used to love that.
So I remember
one
like
day.
having my underwear on the table, and I would just try to like copy the illustrations and stuff
And
like that.
it'll come out amazing.
And wrestling, and like I used to just draw all the stuff.
So as a kid, you grew up where?
I grew up until like about 4th grade. I grew up close to like the Malls of America.
Oh, where?
Over there. Yeah. And then I migrated.
What is that called, that area?
I don't know.
It's called, I don't know.
It has a name.
Because I used to go there
It has
just
a name,
for...
but I left so young that,
For the movie theater, because you could skip from theater to theater.
My parents had they're photographers, and they had a photo studio
Yeah.
right across the street, the Malls of America movie theater. So
Oh.
I was always at Malls of America going.
And they had that sports store in front of the
There was
AMC theaters.
Casaladios
That
there,
shit was amazing.
Body Cut Gym. I believe those 2 places are actually still there.
And they had a Foot Locker. I remember those days, man. So you grew up in that area.
I grew up in that area, and then in 4th grade, I moved to Kendall.
Killer Kendall.
Killer Kendall. Hammocks Bridge.
Hammocks Bridge. That's nicer, though. You got your family
Yeah,
moved
I
up a
remember it was
little
like a
bit.
pre-construction. Like, it ended right there. Kendall ended on 157th Avenue.
So when you moved from one zone to another zone, how did you feel?
I was excited.
You were still chill, right?
Yeah,
There was
I was
nothing in
excited.
life
I
that-
was excited about a new house. Remember, I was about to start 5th grade. I mean, we still they still had the studio, so every day we would still go back to the other side. But then I started middle school, Hammocks Middle School, and that's where, yeah.
How'd you like school, man?
I mean, school is fun. Homework sucks. I was a C1A student. That's what I was.
I like that.
I was quiet, but I didn't do much work.
Yeah, you were like, caíste bien.
Yeah.
The teachers and
Yeah,
they hooked
I wasn't
you up.
problematic.
Exactly.
I wouldn't fail everything. I wouldn't pass everything.
You were just zoning.
Yeah.
Were you at that time like indulging in any type of like smoking or anything like that?
Nah, not in middle school. That was more high school.
Okay, so let's go there. High school.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like high school was like, I said, 9th grade off the bat. Like,
So you think
smoking
your developmental stage of like self-concept was high school?
Yeah,
And middle school you were just zoning?
yeah. I feel like middle school was like a breeze. Like it wasn't much.
Yeah, you just showed up.
Yeah.
Then high school, it started changing, right?
I feel like in high school, it's a lot more. There's a bigger age gap.
Yeah.
There's more to see. Middle school is very still very.
And this was hammocks, right?
This was hammocks.
Wow.
This was hammocks before the fences.
Wow.
It It was open back
Explain
then.
that to people because they're not gonna understand what you're talking
Oh
about.
yeah, no. I look at hammocks now. I'm not sure what kind of grade school it is now, but it looks like a prison. You know,
All schools look like that. You know, they say
crazy.
that they do that because these are all institutions, and all institutions have an actual purpose.
I don't
And
know, man. My daughter's middle school now is not fenced in like that. It's very.
which one she
very
go to?
She goes to Pinecrest Academy.
It's nice. Oh,
Yeah.
but that's an academy. It's a private, right?
No, it's a charter.
Charter. My girl, my daughter goes to one too.
Or PPMH is the Pinecrest Academy is the elementary school. PPMH is the middle school, high school. It's a middle school, high school actually.
Do you see the difference?
I mean, it's not fenced in like that, you know.
That's good.
It's still high security, you know, or is it fenced in? You know,
I haven't
not
passed
sure.
by there in years. I
Something
try
like
not
that.
to travel, but I hate traveling. Like if I could go 10 blocks and that's it, I love it.
yeah.
Because driving to me, I used to drive a long way, man. Because I moved to Kendall. That's
Okay.
how I started over there in Ace of Face when I started going to college out there. Because I didn't want to make the commute.
Okay.
But regardless, weekends came, I would take a ride down to the beach, and I would do that every single weekend for years. And that drive sucks. And I told myself,
Can go to the beach.
I
is
hate
not fun.
driving. No, man, especially when you're on it. Don't do this. It's bad. Don't drink and drive. But I was a kid, and I was like, yo, I got to go to school tomorrow. I can't do that. Missions. So, okay, high school, you were in there, you were cruising, then you started changing, you started developing self.
Yeah.
Were you aware of like, yo, I'm going to be an artist?
Again, like I never stopped drawing throughout middle school, throughout high school. It was always like, you know,
It was a
like, in
habit, it
Middle
was a-
school, the black book life was introduced to me, so it was always exchanging black books with friends. I wasn't the talkative kid, so I feel like art is what kind of like helped me get friends without even me trying. Like,
So
oh,
the
you draw? Cool, draw my black
The
book.
black
My
book,
name
what you
is-
guys pass it
My
around.
name is such and such and whatever, and then that's how we got cool. Like, oh,
Wow. So in a way, that's kind of like an Instagram's the birth of Instagram.
basically, yeah.
Because I remember there used to have a book in high school too that you would write your name and you would have a page,
Mm.
and then people would write about you or your, and then
Oh yeah.
it could be like, oh, me, Gene wrote this, or you could just say something and nobody knows who it was.
Mm.
I forgot what that was called, but that was the first Facebook for me, and it was mean sometimes, bro. But it was cool. So after you did the whole high school junior, you started really getting into it senior year,
As far as what?
like art.
Art. I mean, no, it was always a passion. Honestly, I think after high school it kind of fizzled out a little bit. It's just hanging. After high school, I didn't really have much ambition. I was like, I didn't go straight into like college. I took like a year off, and that kind of like, you know,
You were
I
finding
got
yourself.
in real lazy mode. You know, real lazy mode until my parents kind of like got fed up, and they were like, "You need a job."
So what made you?
Because I had
step
a
out of-
job in high school, but then I started I worked at McDonald's in the hammocks. I worked from there from 10th grade to senior year. But then I had to start going to night school senior year. So I had to quit the job and then just be at school all day long, basically.
So you were chilling, man. You have a pretty chill life. No,
Yeah.
not that much stress.
Nah, I had a good childhood. I
A
can't complain.
good childhood.
Good
And
parents.
it's great, man, because the past guests, they've all had kind of like a not troubled youth, but more of a challenging youth.
Yeah.
So it's good to get your perspective on things, man, because I always see you very chill, very like calm.
Yeah. I feel
Like today, I'm like, yo, we're running a little late. You're like, it's all right. I was good. I'm like, damn, this is dope, you know? Like,
I mean, there was nothing pressing like that, you know?
Yeah.
But had it been any other time, I would be like, oh, you're killing me. But I was like,
and then I found out, which is awesome, guys. Frisk used to be a barber.
I was 10 years in the shop.
How'd you get into that game?
All right. Again, I've always been crafty with my hands, stuff like that. So I remember the first person I cut up was my dad. Because there was a time in middle school where things got tight and they're like, we can't afford your haircuts back then. And back then I was going to Fathers and Sons.
Oh, yeah. And that was like
OG.
$10 cut.
Yeah. And they were like, yo, we can't go to the barbershop anymore. So I'm going to cut your hair. You're going to cut my hair. And that's what we did for like.
And what was it? You remember? A fade or was it just a
Yeah,
simple
back
one?
then, I think I was just one number all around. I think my dad would try to fade me up, but it looked like soup bowls all the time. You know, like I would mess up his hair. But then eventually it got like a little better.
Yeah.
And then I remember it was some kid in class. I was in 9th grade. Some kid in class was like, "Yo, I need a haircut." And I was like, "Yo, I got you."
What year was this?
This was 99.
So you were almost a senior, right?
No, I was a freshman.
You were a
Yeah,
freshman in 99. Okay.
freshman in 99. And then whatever, every once a week, come by the crib, $5.
And then
he
one
would
turned to
sometimes-
two, then two turned to four.
And then it just kind of became like a thing. It was never like full on, but it went from, now like, oh, yo, we got a house party on the weekends. Although, and then there was me and another kid on the block that I grew up with.
Yeah.
And we both kind of cut hair, so we all get fresh for the weekend. We have a party coming up.
Everybody would show up.
Yeah, I got all the homies.
Yeah,
from the
man,
block,
that's what used to
that's
happen.
what we did, and
My mom used to be
was
like,
life.
"Yo, who the fuck are all these kids in my house?" I'm like, "I'm cutting hair." She's like, "You're not cutting hair in my
at least
house."
my boy had a better setup in the garage. I was doing mine in
Dude,
the
that was
backyard.
hot.
Yeah, but he had a
I'm
garage.
talking
I
about
was doing it in the
summertime.
backyard. Like,
Fucking 100 degrees outside.
yeah,
and
man.
You have a line of people just want hair because you're like,
No cape, no nothing, just straight.
But then I started charging $5.
Yeah, man.
And next thing you know, on a weekend, I'll have $50. I'll be like, oh shit. And yo, back in the days, 99, $50 was a good jump. It was like $200 now.
Bro,
You could work
20
around.
bucks went a long way back
A
then.
long way. I was telling my
I remember
son
when
that.
I remember when I got my first car, I was like, 20 bucks got me a pack of Newports and filled full in a full tank.
And you would still have to go clack, 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 clack for a little bit more. That was the best. I remember
Easy.
it would say $1.25 or it would say 89 cents. Damn, we're old.
Yeah, I'm turning 40 this year.
Oh, you're on the 4th floor. Welcome, bro. It's pretty bumpy up here, but once you get the hang of it, you're chilling.
I'm not worried about it, bro. It's just another year.
Yeah, like you're cruising the same
I'm
way
good.
everything has been. So yeah, so you started cutting hair.
Yeah, so
Headhunters, right? That's what we're talking about?
Yeah, so my parents, like, again, like, after high school, I was on lazy mode, and then they're like, yo, you need a job. And I remember, I think the job I was chasing the hardest,
Yeah.
because I came from McDonald's, like, that was my background. That was $5.15 an hour.
Yeah, and then
So
you were doing
back
what,
then,
2
back
haircuts?
then, I think the dream job was the Home Depot that was opening up on Bird Road, because they were gonna give $10 an hour. And
so
I was
back
like,
in those days, you were just
$10
chasing
an
the
hour,
paper
that's
in that
balling,
way.
you know. So whatever, didn't happen. I was applying everywhere: Blockbuster Video, Office Depot. Name a place in Kendall, I applied to it, and nothing. And then one day I'm hanging out, I'm going out with a friend, and he brings another friend along. Cool guy, his name is Caesar. Get to know him. He's a barber. He works at Headhunters. And I'm like, damn, bro, I cut a little hair. He's like, come by the shop.
What barber was this?
His name was Caesar.
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 I think Caesar cut my hair a
Dominican.
couple times.
Dominican guy. And then whatever, went on Monday, I took a friend, did a demo, got a job,
And that was it.
and that was it. And I remember, like, my first week, I made like $400 or $500, and I was like, oh, this is amazing.
And then, yeah, you told the parents, like, yo, this is how much I'm making. They're like, wow, this is a good thing.
No, yeah.
I explained that on the podcast to people, that people don't understand that to be a barber back in those days, it wasn't like a glorified thing. You know, you would meet a girl and tell her I cut hair. She'll be like, oh, okay. And you're kind of like thinking to yourself,
I feel like, at least with the people out there, they wouldn't, like, look up to it, but they wouldn't look down on it either.
like, for instance, my
Like, that was
experiences.
my experience. You know?
My
It
experience
wasn't
was
like, oh, your
people used to
barber's
talk
super
shit.
cool.
No, they used to talk shit until you bring out the wad. When you bring out a fucking $300 wad that you made, and
Oh, no, yeah. I feel like a lot of people
people
were
will be
surprised.
like, "Oh shit, oh you cut hair?" Like, yeah,
A lot of people were surprised how much money I was making at 18 years
cash, bro,
old. I was making
cash money, and in that time you don't pay
I was making
rent.
over a stack a week. Within a couple months, I was making over a stack a week. No
Exactly.
kids, no responsibilities.
So you're
Like,
balling, man. I wish I would have
shopping. That's all we did, bro. Shop. That's all we did at the
In
barber
those days, everything was
Shop.
cheap, man, and you would make money. I mean, cuts have raised in prices.
Yeah, when I started the shop, it was $10 an hour. I mean, not $10 an hour, $10.
$10 a
cut.
cut. You do 2 cuts, that's $20 an hour. That's better than
Oh, no.
the guy working
Yeah,
at Home
it was
Depot
honestly
making
$10 a cut, and the average tip was like $5. $2 to $5.
$2 to $5, exactly.
But once
Damn.
you got like your regulars, they always gave you the $5. You know.
So
And then you had your couple, the ones that would drop the dub. You know.
those were the ones that will bless you.
Yeah,
Those are the ones that are like, yo, you're
you
next.
come whatever.
No,
you
you're-
see them walk in, you're like, got you.
How do you feel about that, man? You think that's good to do or not good to do?
I mean, hey, they're looking out for you. You gotta look out for them.
Yeah, man. But now that
It's different now. We're talking. We got
Extremely different.
It's completely
because
different
it
now.
became a haircut to providing service.
Yeah,
When they provide service,
it's like a glorified service now.
it's got to, from the beginning to the end, it's got to shine.
Mm-hmm.
And you got to do it right. It's like a show. You're performing, but you perform good, boom. And then you do a whole day with that, you come out with bread. You can't twitch, you can't mess up, man. So we're cutting hair. For how long you did that?
I was in the barbershop for 10 years, literally from 2002 to 2012.
How are you as a, like, knowledge of self? Like, you were more like, okay, I'm a barber? Or you're more like, I'm just
I mean,
doing
I
this
feel
for-
like in the beginning, yeah, I was super excited. You know, like I know that when I started, I was still rough around the edges because I would see some of the other barbers, like, they would walk by my station and be like, damn. Like, like, they know I was butchering guys, But I remember Ralph. Ralph, he works at Clippers now.
Yeah.
Ralph, I don't know if you know him.
I might know him.
He's a big dude.
I might know him.
Ralph, and then whatever. To me, he was the best barber. He probably still is the best barber that I know. Because his fades are always very blurry. Like, it was just perfection since back then. He kind of took me under his wing, and I remember one day he was.
What were the barbers at that time? It was Lou.
Lou was
Carlos was
Lou
there.
was in the Carlos. I've heard of Carlos, but he was there before I started there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, it was me. I'm just gonna go down the station. It was me, Johnny and Steve, which were twins. It was Alfie, Tony,
Okay.
Ralph, Javi, Alex. It was like 16 of us.
Upstairs and downstairs, right?
No, there was just one floor.
They didn't. Next level, they have the.
The next level. No,
Oh, you're talking about headhunters. Okay.
Next level had 2 floors.
So you went to next level after headhunters.
Yeah, but I went to a barbershop. It was what I called next level because it was already a different owned by a different owner by then.
Oh, but he kept
Yeah.
the same name or no?
No. It was, man, I forgot the name.
So now you're a barber. You're making money. You're making moves. You still draw.
Mm-hmm.
Life is pretty much chill.
Mm-hmm.
You have no worries.
Mm-hmm.
Self-awareness and self-concept. How did you continue to develop it to where you are now?
I cut hair there for 4 or 5 years until time when the day came where they had to close the barbershop.
Yeah.
So I had to move around. A lot of homies.
You didn't
went to
like
different.
that.
I mean, it was just kind of like I didn't wait I should have waited till the day they closed, but whatever. I was already kind of planning ahead. I was like, I can't wait till it close because then I got to tell my clients and all that stuff where I'm moving to.
Are you still like that to this day? Always moving forward ahead, like before anything?
I like to plan ahead. I don't.
Yeah.
I'm not the wing it type of guy.
Yeah.
Like if I can plan something, I'll try to plan ahead.
It's a good thing to know, man. Because
now wait till it's on the floor and then make a move. Like just.
That has benefited you a lot.
Let me ask around. Let me see what my options are. And
with all the projects you have as of late, being that type of person has helped you.
Yeah, of course.
Of course.
I live artists, by a to-do list.
I know a lot of artists that kind of procrastinate and
I mean, I procrastinate
get
too,
inspired.
But I feel like I also work well under pressure too. So, but I do procrastinate for sure.
Yeah, but I've seen your work. You're amazing. You
Thank
do
you,
it,
bro.
and you do it very easily. I was telling you earlier, like it's like when I cut hair. To me, it's not.
Yeah, you're not really
hard.
thinking about it.
I'm just like, okay, it's automatic.
Yeah. You just like you see it, but you're not really thinking about what you have to do. You already know what you have to do.
Exactly. So much so that the other day I caught myself. I usually comb the hair down before I start. I make it look okay. This is how it's gonna lay. Okay, then I go in, and I hate it. I don't know why, but when I comb the hair down and I turn around and I come back, the person had already like messed their hair up again. I'm like, yo, what are you doing? They're like, oh, sorry, I just didn't want it like that. I'm like, yo, leave it alone. Hilarious, bro. All right, so now after you cut hair, you got any offers to do any big pieces art like that, or you were just graphing?
Because I wasn't really promoting. Like again, like after high school, I got lazy and all that stuff. So I kind of like wasn't drawing at all at the time.
No.
But when I started the barbershop, again, I'm the new guy, so nobody's talking to me. Nobody's talking to me. They're like,
you didn't get introduced, nothing.
Yeah, no. Everybody introducing themselves, but nobody's talking to me. I'm the new guy. I call it.
And
like,
you're quiet. Just
I'm the freshman. I'm the guy that's trying to take their money now. But what broke the ice? One day I was just at my station. Again, I had this little black book. They're doodling. I was like, you know what? I'm not cutting. I'll just doodle. And then I just doodled everybody as a cartoon. And that was the icebreaker.
Everybody was geeked
Everybody
out.
was like, dope after that.
Yo, you know what?
They're like, yo, I'm going to get this tattoo.
Wow.
Can you draw it out for me? So it became, again, it was, drawing has always been the best icebreaker for me because I'm not the
It opens the
type,
doors for everything.
The shout out type. So,
Nice.
So it worked out,
So then you started taking that more seriously.
Little by little. I think it wasn't until I worked at the next barbershop that I was like, inspector came at Headhunters. I got snagged up. The veterans already knew what to do. I was a newbie. I didn't know what
You
to
said,
do.
what's up?
Yeah. I was like,
yo, you need a cut?
Yeah. Now I know why everybody walked out like nonchalant, got in the car and just drove off, I learned. I still dealt with the inspectors after that, but I knew what to do back then. Like I would just.
I mean, the best thing to do, man, just be polite. That person is a person working. You just speak to him like a human being and explain, yo, look, I'm in the process, or I want to do this. And most of the time, inspectors have heart. They understand what you're doing. They throw you a bone.
I was
know?
like PTSD after the first one. So I
So
remember.
you
I
got
remember
a
when I
real
moved.
strict
When I moved the
sergeant
barbershop. When I moved barbershops, that same inspector showed up to the next barbershop.
Would you do this?
And I was working upstairs. I told my client, "Hey, this haircut's for free, but I'm gonna be back in half an hour." So I walked downstairs, walked right past her, got in my car, left. Called my client. I'm like, call me when she leaves. That's it. I did that maybe like two, 3 more times.
Did she go up there and talk to him?
No,
She
not
just
that I
looked
remember.
around?
No. I think they know when the barbers bounce.
Of course, they
we're not the only barbershop.
every
where they
time I've had
bounce.
an inspector, I just talk to him and be like,
Yeah.
look, man, everybody's working.
But
blah,
at
blah,
that
blah.
point, I was already at a point where, like, if I get a license, that means I'm committing to do this for the rest of my life.
And you
I
weren't
knew
ready
I
to
wasn't.
do
I was
that?
already like in school. I was already trying to mess around.
School where? Miami-Dade?
Yeah, Miami-Dade.
What were you
Like,
studying? Just
graphic
basic
design.
graphic design?
Yeah.
Okay. So you were cutting hair,
design.
graphic design. You had a choice. Do I want to continue to be a barber, or do I want to just go and do something
Yeah.
different?
I mean, once I started taking my first design classes at Miami-Dade, I was like, oh, this is dope.
So you were outshining everybody, pretty much.
No, there was some
They were good.
there was some dope. I mean, I feel like I was in class and like I was cool with like a couple of them, and we knew in the classroom who was gonna make it and who wasn't gonna make it.
Yeah, of course. There's
Like,
people that aspire
you
to do
clicked
it.
up, you clicked up. I got a homie. I'll never forget, and especially my illustrator classes. Jeff Rose. He moved up to New York now.
Okay.
Super dope artist. But I had class with him, and he's
Right.
definitely evolved
You
in
guys
his career.
keep in touch?
Yeah,
That's
through
nice.
social media and stuff like that. But he blew up in his own lane. But think back to those days, and I'm like, damn, we were in that class
That's
together.
dope.
And
That's dope.
I knew he was one of them that was gonna make it for sure.
So you're in school, you're getting your degree,
Mm-hmm.
and then you decide I don't want to be a barber.
Well, it wasn't that easy because I even finished school. I finished school and I finished Miami-Dade like in 2006. No,
Okay.
I'm lying. Yeah, no, maybe 2000.
In that realm, 2006, 2008 ish.
2006-ish, somewhere in that time. And then back then there was a website called monster.com.
Okay, is that with the Monster drink?
No. It was where you go look for jobs.
Damn, that guy made money with that website.
Yeah, monster.com. Yeah,
Yeah.
monster.com. It was a job search engine website.
Okay,
And I would look for jobs, and I'm like, damn, graphic designer, $15 an hour.
and you were
I'm
making,
making that
double that
15
cutting
minutes.
hair. Yeah,
I'm like, that doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. And that was like that for years. And yeah, you would see the position, art director,
and that
way
is
bigger salary,
knowledge of self
but
because
it says
you're
10 years experience.
you know
and
your
also go-
wealth. You know you're not wealth. You know your how much your time is worth. So
Yeah, but like your time is worth, but I was only putting my time in barbering. So I was
yeah, but you were breaking it down hour.
Total.
If I do 3 haircuts for $15, do the math, and then I go work for a whole hour here, and you're paying me a quarter of that, like yo, chill.
But imagine I was making good money and I was still unhappy. Because back
So
then
you-
I wasn't doing what I love to do. I was like, yo, how can I do this? Like I need to do the same
Yeah,
thing.
you were
for
building the
graphics,
self concept.
but I'm a barber. Like how do there was even times where I was already so deep in school that I wouldn't even promote myself as a barber
Imagine
anymore.
making those decisions with having stress of like maybe a baby mama, or having stress of like not having a place to stay, or not being comfortable where you're at, having parent issues. Like there's people that go through some shit,
No, 1000%.
and they don't have the opportunity to kick back and be like, okay, well, I think I want to do this. No, it's got like I have to do something. But that's why I said it's refreshing to hear your side of the story, because it's that type of vibe. So
Yeah.
like, all right, I'm building myself. I really don't have. At the end of the day, we're all having the same struggles.
Yeah.
Everybody has to have self-awareness, self-knowledge, and create a self-concept.
I mean, I wasn't say I was coasting because back as a barber, you don't live paycheck to paycheck, but I was living cut to cut because like the rent was due tomorrow.
Yeah,
And
because
I was
you were living that
$200
Miami
short.
life.
Yeah, if I was $200 short, I need to run midday tomorrow, deposit so that check clears. You know what I mean? So back then it was tight, but I guess that's what I was used to at that time.
Yeah, you're like, but you
know?
knew.
Like,
Okay, I have.
I didn't stop
X.
buying my cigarettes, but I knew I was gonna go make some money tomorrow, and
Yeah,
the bills are gonna get
4 or
paid.
5 appointments. I'm good.
Yeah, the bills are
I'm
gonna get
chilling.
paid.
So you started drawing everybody in the shop.
Yeah.
You decided I don't want to cut no more. Then you
So
graduated school.
somebody came to me with an opportunity to work for a t-shirt design company. Like there were a spot was opening up, and they were like, "Oh, that designer is moving on to work for Under Armour."
Yeah.
And the spot is available.
Nice.
I was like, "All right, I went for the job interview. Found out how much they were paying. I'm like, man,
Again, same shit.
yeah. I mean, it wasn't as low as
It was 17 an hour.
No, it was like 19 and change. It was $20 an hour. So I started doing some math, and I'm like, oh my god. And then I remember I talked to the guy. I was like, yo, it's just the pay is crazy. Like I can't. Like
What guy? Him? The guy?
the art director and whatever. He came back to me and he added like $2 to the salary.
And you were happy.
And not that I was happy, but like, he was really wanting me to get in there, and I was like, all right, bit the bullet.
So the vibe,
bit the bullet.
The vibe of him being
yes.
anxious for you there, you felt
He
comfortable.
said yes, and then I played with some numbers. I was like, all right, I'll do this Monday through Friday,
And cut hair.
Saturday, Sunday.
Okay.
I did that for a good handful of months, and then freelance started opening its doors to me. Which
Designing for other people.
Yeah, designing for other people. Still working for the company, but designing for other people. But I'm talking about before Instagram, before.
Yeah, this is word of mouth.
There was a website called Coroflot, which was like a designer portfolio website where people would go to find graphic designers for
It was
kind of
garbage.
project.
It was garbage.
No, but I mean, some
were
big
good.
brands found me through that website.
Nice.
Those are like some of my first clients, and I was like, oh.
How did you upload everything back then? It was floppy?
No, damn.
Oh man, that was funny.
No, we were already on we were already on USB and email time. Don't worry.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you started uploading that and getting work.
Uploading, and then and I was honestly uploading the work that I was already doing at my job.
Okay.
And the company that I was working at, they had big clients, so they were doing stuff for Dickies, Major League Baseball, Disney.
So that was the goal.
My portfolio
Your
was
goal
already
was to
looking
design
heavy.
for the big.
I was making $20 an hour, but my portfolio was looking heavy because I looked like I was working for these big companies.
Nice.
Technically, I was, but I was working.
So you were aware of everything. That was cool. You weren't just cruising.
Like people were saying, like, "Oh my god, you're working with Disney," and I'll be like, "Yep."
Yep. What'd you do with
They're
Disney?
not paying me directly, but no,
What did you do with
they
it?
would just license out different movies, different characters, and stuff like that. So we were doing designs for
How was that experience?
it was cool.
They
It was
pay
cool.
good or no?
I was getting paid $20 an hour,
No matter what you design?
no matter what.
I
you
thought that was
design.
freelance.
Nah.
Shit.
That's what I'm saying. In the portfolio, it looked like I was doing good because the portfolio
Got it.
had
Got it.
heavy hitter clients, but.
And then after you got, I guess, notoriety.
Well, yeah, no. So I was there for like a year, and then I ended up landing to work with a clothing line, but from home.
And you just
Mobile.
draw whatever
And
they
it
asked.
literally replaced my paycheck.
You
And
couldn't
at this
do
time, I
both?
wasn't cutting hair anymore, because freelance was already coming in.
Yeah, yeah.
So I was there for a year, and it literally replaced my paycheck, and I worked from home, and that was right before my firstborn was born.
So you think okay, you didn't say that. Having the kid, did it give you more of a purpose? Did you have to stop and think and be like, all right, so I gotta start.
I feel like I was still relatively young having my first one.
How old were you when you had that?
I was like 27, 28.
I was young.
I was still young. I wasn't, I wasn't fully put together yet.
We weren't prepared for that shit.
Yeah, I don't think you can ever be prepared, especially for your first one.
We could, man. I always say
I learned so much. Though I look back and I'm like, there's so many mistakes I did. But
if they would have just a class in high school about love. That's it, love.
oh my god,
Be like, look, you guys are
Love
gonna
and
feel this
finance.
way,
Love
and
and
you're
finance.
not right.
forget about PE, bro. Love and finance.
Exactly. I do 20 push-ups, whatever, bro. Just tell me what I'm gonna experience.
Yeah.
They didn't do that, but they're not gonna do that.
But yeah, it was a lot of pressure. I feel like it was call it growing pains.
Yeah.
You gotta get hit
So
a
you had
couple
the
times.
kid
before you learn
coming
your
on the
lessons.
way.
But
You had
kids
the-
do bring blessings. I do
New
think
blessings.
new blessings. I do think like every kid I have had has brought new blessings.
How many kids do you have?
3.
Nice. I got 2,
Nice.
and it's a mission.
Yeah.
Hey, kids are amazing, but think,
They're amazing.
but think.
There's way more good than bad
So far,
so far. Yeah,
So
I'd rather
far.
be a dad than anything
because
else.
I have clients, dude, to this day that they're older, and bro, some kids. How old is your kid right now?
One's about to turn 12. The oldest is about to turn 12, 8, and 2.
Wait till I get to the 15, 16s. I remember when I
I mean,
was
don't get me
15.
wrong. My oldest just started middle school, and that's like a mind blowing experience. I'm not gonna lie.
Have you heard about the fluffies?
Excuse me?
The fluffies. You heard about those?
No.
I don't know. Maybe I'm saying it wrong. I don't know if it's the fluffies or what. These are kids that believe that they're cats, bro.
Oh, they identify as cats.
Yeah,
Okay.
this is a real thing.
No, I mean, I've heard of. Is it fluffies or the furries?
Furries.
There you go.
There you go.
I'm like, I was like,
Furries.
fluffies. You're about to teach me something new. No, furries.
Well, fluffies are before
Hey, we
furries.
live in a day and age where if you identify as a lamp,
But think about it. These are the things that you have to kind of communicate with your kid about. And if like we don't have self-awareness or a self-concept, a parent could easily get caught up in that shit. Because like the whole Dwayne Wade situation.
hmm
Like, what do you do there?
I mean, I don't know.
Exactly.
I'm not in those shoes.
Exactly.
So
But
I
that's
feel
the
like
thing.
those are new shoes to strap on and
But
figure out for yourself.
These are the reasons.
And I feel like the same situation can happen to 100 people. They're gonna react 100 different ways.
Exactly. But if you have knowledge of self and you have a
As long as you're happy with what you're doing for your kids
exactly.
and you see it's helping your kids, that's the answer.
That's where
There's
you
no
need-
right answer.
That's where you need awareness and
Yeah.
know exactly where you
Just
stand.
doing
where you
whatever's
are.
best for you and your family, and you're not harming your child.
Exactly. Exactly. Very well put. That's exactly what I'm talking about. So that's why we have to share our experiences and what we did in life and how we thought things through or how we got out of things.
Mhm.
In your case, you had options,
Mhm.
which is amazing and it's great. And you became
And I
an
had really
artist.
good parents too. They always knew that I was
Supportive, were there.
super supportive with me and drawing and art. Always like
Shit's awesome.
paper
Oh,
and
I could
paper and
imagine.
art supplies never ran out.
never.
Never.
They would even bring you more.
They even let me like they saw me getting into graffiti and stuff like that when I was
Yeah.
in high school. They gave me the back of the house to paint.
That's
Like
awesome.
you can't get more support. My dad would build me plywood walls so I can bring my friends over and we can paint.
Wow, dude.
Because what they didn't really want was me going
Your
out
dad's
to the
still
street.
around, right?
Yeah, he's still around.
Shout out to Pops, man.
But
That's great.
yeah, bro, they're super supportive. You know, buy me the paint.
Dude, that's awesome. So then you started doing freelance, right?
Yeah, freelance came in. Which
What was the big job that you got? Like you were like, oh shit, this is real.
you know, like one of them back then. I was getting really into like streetwear and stuff like that, like clothing lines. I knew I wanted to work with clothing lines, and there was a brand that I liked at that time. It was called like the Freshness, and they
Freshness.
they did a lot of stuff for like sneakers and stuff like that.
Okay.
But whatever, they hit me up and they found me through that website, Coral Flot.
And this was urban wear here in Miami?
No, they were based out in Cali.
You moved out there?
No.
It was just
Freelance, you can work from wherever you want. You know?
nice. Okay.
You know? So whatever, I built a relationship with him. I worked with him for a couple of years, but through that, just other clients. There's no, you know, you always feel like, damn. Once I work with these people, I made it. There's
But you still want
it
more.
never ends though. The grind doesn't stop after. It doesn't matter how big the client is. I've worked with Adidas, Under Armour. I've worked with the biggest of the biggest.
So, yeah, it's like a client. Once a
it's
client comes in, you cut them up. Next client.
right.
Next client.
No,
Wow.
there's not one client that's gonna set you up for the rest of your life. You know?
And how do you set up like
It's like
freelance
it's a dope
price
experience.
range at that time?
You know what? Somebody told me something in the beginning, and I was still working at the t-shirt design company because that's when freelance started coming out. I was like, "Yo, what do I charge? What do I charge?"
Exactly.
And somebody gave me the best advice, and they were like, "You charge what you're happy making.
Message.
You know, you charge what you're happy making because I can't charge what you charge. I can't. Whatever you're happy
What
making,
your value
that's your
is.
worth.
What your value is.
Whatever you're willing to charge for that project and be happy with
And
that.
you've always stuck
Clients
to
happy,
that.
you're happy. That's the price. There's no right price. There's no like guidebook. Like, oh, logos this much, teachers
No,
that.
you ask what's their budget, and then if their budget is
You
not
know-
even close, you're like, man, I don't know.
You know.
But then
But
again,
you-
if the project's dope, you might want to just
No, and over the years, you know, I feel like I like to learn a little bit about my clients because now I feel like I put projects in tiers.
Yeah.
You know, like if a barber hits me up, I know where I'm gonna put him at.
yeah,
Now, let's say he wants to open up a barber shop. Now that's a scale up because now we're going to brick and mortar.
got it.
You know what I mean? Oh, this is gonna be a franchise. Okay, we're gonna scale that up a little bit more, just because the value continues to go up.
Oh, got it. So you gauge it.
Yeah, I gauge
depending
it.
on.
I try to learn about them. I also try to see how intense or how elaborate they want the project to be, because maybe somebody just wants a logo. Maybe somebody wants a logo with the T-shirt design, the business card setup. Da, 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 da. Now you kind of formulate like a whole package out of it.
So when you meet somebody, like, how do you like when they ask you what you do? What do you present? You tell them I'm an artist. You tell them
I say artist first because at the end of the day that's what I am. But then I'll break down, a couple of the things that I do. Branding, logos, T-shirt designs, murals. I'm a little all over the place, but
yeah, but you keep
I feel like
stepping
being
it up.
I learned when I started doing graphic design. I felt like I put myself in this logo T-shirt design bubble.
Okay,
And I was like, okay,
you need to burst out of it.
This is great, but I do more. I still want to paint. Yeah. I still want to do murals. I want to do more than this. So sometimes I even
development, self-concept.
Sometimes I customize some sneakers. Like there's nothing I'm not open to doing.
Yeah, because there's people that will be like, okay,
and I feel like breaking that wall has helped me not live in that little box. And I feel like I'm always getting hit up for projects that are just.
How'd you break the wall down?
I just started promoting it. Started promoting more murals, started promoting more paintings, customizing this, customizing that.
So the best time was
just
at that moment. You said,
and Instagram was already around that time. So like, oh, you never know who's watching and who needs that type of service.
Wow. So obviously people have seen your work. For people that don't know, just finished work with the Dolphins, right?
Mm-hmm.
And before that with the Panthers, right?
Yeah.
And before that, who were you working with? I saw you put up a couple. Where's that restaurant?
Oh, Board Cuban.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
I love that.
That place came out crazy.
That character's awesome.
Yeah, it was one of the hats.
I
designed the merch with them. We collaborated on it.
I gotta go hit that place up.
No, super good.
It's super dope. But talk about the experience with these big franchise teams, man.
I mean that was awesome. I'm not gonna lie. Like it worked out where it just kind of they landed back to back coincidentally, because I did the Panthers one late last year.
Yeah,
but it wasn't gonna be revealed until early this year.
Did they tell you not to talk about it or not? Or not really?
I mean, they didn't want me to talk about it until reveal day, that's why they came out with the interview. Everything was like, they had a plan. They were showcasing.
I try to get that jersey, you can't grab it.
No, man, that was a surreal experience when I got to the arena. I'm seeing people wearing it. I'm seeing the mascot wear it, and then when I got mine and I turn around, it says Freaks 84 on it.
How'd you feel?
That was amazing.
You
Took
have it at the
my
crib?
wife with me.
Yeah, I saw. She was having
a
a great time.
Great experience, bro.
Dude, how'd the kids feel?
I mean, they couldn't go, but
no, they
I showed them everything, and they're like, "Whoa!"
They're like, "Dad is on the news." That's awesome, man. How does that make you feel in the sense of artistic value and also family man?
I mean, as a family man, I want to show them that you can really do whatever you want.
This is something I have to get. Yes, you can do anything you want.
And I know what my parents did for me, and they always push me towards whatever I love. And I just want to do the same thing for them.
And whatever they draw, they paint, they do everything too.
I mean, they draw right now. My oldest is into cheer. My middle one is into gymnastics. My young one's still young. He's still figuring it out. But whatever they are gravitating towards, I'm just gonna push them in it.
That's cool, man, because you had that guidance.
Yeah.
You saw your parents.
Like, you love to do that as long as it's not harming yourself.
I've spoken to a couple of guests, and a lot of us didn't have that. Like me, I grew up in a grind.
You got to figure out a way to push yourself.
I got to figure it out. So I was figuring it out as a kid, and I always tell people that I would hear not voices, but I would hear like an intuition, right? And I would always identify it like, damn, like I never learned this, I never got taught this, but I thought about it. In the sense of like, when you're a kid, people steal. Little kids steal candy. I always felt bad about it. Like I never liked it.
I stole candy.
Even though, yeah, like everybody be like, I got lollipops, and I would feel so bad. And of course, you don't say nothing because you're a kid.
Mm-hmm.
But I would tell myself, no, that's not good. Don't do that. That's not right. Nobody ever told me that, man.
Mm-hmm.
No, and if they did, I don't remember. But that's why I think it's important for us as fathers, artists, barbers, whatever, to pass this knowledge on to our clients, our family, our friends, so it can grow and spawn. So I love that story, dude. You on news.
I see my oldest. I'm not saying art, but I know she is creative. She's not the school type of person, so I know
she just likes to hang out, dance, and chill.
She's really creative, and she likes to mess with videos. She likes to mess with makeup and stuff like that. So I kind of see like when she's gonna create her own.
My
lane.
daughter's the same.
She's gonna create her own lane, and I'm gonna have to push her into that lane. Like, don't go to the 9 to 5 world. you're gonna figure out your own lane.
I taught the hostess at the shop. I tell them all the time. They're like, "I gotta go to school." I'm like, "What are you gonna go to school for?" She's like,
School's not the same that it
"Business."
used
And
to
I'm
be.
looking at her like, "Business? Or just go start a business, like,
Or go
learn,
work for the
or
business.
go
that you
work
like.
intern." She's like, "No, because my parents they
No,
want-"
no,
I'm
no.
like,
School's
"What?"
not the same. School. You know, like
I
even when
mean-
I was in school, I went to Miami-Dade, and I didn't need the diploma.
The receipt.
Like when I went for the design job, they didn't ask me for my diploma. They asked
They
me
never
for my
do.
portfolio.
Yeah,
That's it. That's all they cared about. Can you use a computer? Can you draw on it? And how good?
I think higher learning, unless you're a doctor or a lawyer, all
No,
it
there's
is
certain
is
jobs-
to let people know I could be led and I could follow
Like
instructions.
if my middle daughter says, "Hey, I want to be a dentist," I'm like, "Oh, you're screwed. You're gonna be in school for 10 years, and that's what you're gonna do."
No, there's a way to do it. They could go to Dominican Republic or Costa Rica, and it's quick. I'm serious.
And they can come over here and have their license.
Well, they get their experience. They come here, and then they could take some tests, and they could pass it.
Oh, got it.
So my
They bypass.
a friend of mine, yeah, he
couple
said he
years.
goes, bro, the school's a quarter what I pay, and it's faster, and I get the degree.
All right, that's
they
a little-
accept
that's a
that,
hack.
and then I could get.
Oh,
my,
you save yourself a couple years.
Exactly.
That's what it is.
So
But you still gotta do it.
still gotta do it.
You still gotta do it. Still gotta learn it.
That's awesome. So how did you go from the Panthers to the Dolphins?
Well, I mean, they're not linked. It was just two random. You know, just honestly, I feel like over the years you learn, you meet a lot of creatives,
And then
and there's a lot of good creators out there that help each other out, and I like that community. Like, there's a lot of people that have linked me up with the other artists that have linked me up with the Dolphins, with the Panthers, with other big clients.
so it's not like the barber world.
So
where they kinda-
nobody's there's a good handful of artists that I know that are not gatekeepers. They
Got
like
it.
to share.
Yeah.
And we all enjoy the space together. Like at the end of the day, we go
As
to the
fans,
events
I mean, I see
and we're
the
hanging
work.
out together.
I love it. Like when I'm driving around Winwood and I see like one of your pieces, I'm like, dope. You know, like you feel like, okay, it's one of us.
Yeah.
Community.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah. Gatekeeping there's no fun in that, man. Like who likes to eat alone?
That's true. I mean, unless you want to be alone for a while, meditate.
I mean, you're bad. I like sharing. I like sharing the space. I like to eat together. Like if
Hell
you're
yeah.
winning and I'm winning, even if we're winning differently, we can celebrate
But
together.
there's situations in a sense, like at least for me in the barber world, you bring people in, you share, you show love, and then at the end of the day, they end up being shiesty people. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know how it is in the
So now
artist
what? Do
world.
you become a shiesty person or do you continue being yourself?
Good question. That's when you gotta have the knowledge of self.
Yeah.
You gotta.
I mean, you
develop a
maybe take a couple
self-concept.
lessons out of that
Doesn't matter.
experience.
Exactly.
I don't think you're ever old enough to get burned.
I mean,
I'm never.
what are you saying? Like, fool me twice, shame on you type of thing?
I mean,
Shame on
maybe
me?
the same from the same person. That's your bad. But I'm saying somebody's always gonna burn you.
Yeah, you get
Somebody.
burned.
You get burned.
That's in work.
It
yeah,
doesn't
that's
matter
in
if you're
love,
40,
that's
80,
in
100. It doesn't matter.
sports. That's in everything.
That's in everything. But you go learning a little bit, and you can maybe call out a couple red flags in the future, and be like,
Correct.
"Oh, I see where this is going.
Live and you learn.
Yeah, I
Live
see
and
where
you
this is
learn.
going. Like, I see where his head is at. Yeah, no thanks. You know.
So you've been working on with all these. What's next, brother?
What's next? I mean, there's a couple projects down the pipeline. There's one that I can't really talk about right now. But
behind the cameras.
but no, it's exciting, man. I can't complain.
So we're gonna
I'm
see
blessed.
a lot of you.
I'm
coming
blessed.
in the future, right? A lot of good things.
I'm not stopping.
Fuck yeah, I love it.
I feel like I'm just getting started.
Whenever you have a chance, I need to work on the logo of mine.
I mean, yeah, you let me know.
So the next logo is gonna be free. That shit's gonna be dope. So I always ask the guest this: if you could talk to like yourself at a young age when you needed the guidance to maybe push yourself to do what it is you're doing now, what advice would you give that kid, that artist that does not know how to make it work
You know,
or doesn't know where to start?
yeah, because there's no exact blueprint. But what I could tell you is like, if you want to be good at something, you just have to do it obsessively.
You've got to be obsessed with it.
You gotta be obsessive. Like people ask me, "Oh, how do you draw so good?" Because I've been drawing every day for the last 30 years.
Every single day you
Yeah,
draw.
I mean, yeah, except maybe that little gap. But yeah, I just grew up drawing. That's all I did.
so it's a pastime.
As far as
You
I can
just-
remember, that's all I did. That's all I did. Drawing, and I don't get bored of it. Like even after being doing this full time, if I have some off time that I'm gonna give to myself, you're gonna find me drawing.
Wow.
But I'm drawing something for myself now. It's not work. It's not for a client. I'm just drawing.
So you're one of those that like.
So
if
even
you're
what I
waiting-
do for work, I do for fun.
If you're waiting somewhere and there's a little doodle pad, you just start drawing.
No, my iPad goes wherever I go.
Oh, word.
Yeah.
Oh, that's like the go-to.
Like I'm traveling tomorrow for a cheer competition, and iPad's coming with me. You know,
Of course. What are you gonna draw?
I have no idea.
My logo. Wow. So what you would tell them? Just what? Concentrate on what
Yeah,
you're doing.
follow your passion, man. Don't worry about the dollar. Follow your passion. That's gonna take you to wherever you want to go.
And what like warnings of crazy incidents that might happen
Nah, I feel like you need to hit every wall you can. So,
to learn.
To learn. If it's a smooth ride, is it worth getting anywhere? Like, do you appreciate it?
Do I appreciate it if I don't? I mean,
Like if
I feel you.
Like if it was
You
given
need-
to you and
need
you didn't
to-
earn
to
it, do you
to
really
feel joy? You need pain. I feel you.
You know, like, so if life is too easy, you know, I've gotten some pretty big blows in life at a later age that had, you know, brought me to another level of gratitude, another level of, you know, awareness of feeling blessed. Like, I'm not a millionaire, but I feel very rich. I'm rich in love, family, health.
It's good.
I
That's
have
a good
beautiful
point.
kids. I have a beautiful
'Cause-
wife. I have a beautiful life. Like, I am. If I
Yeah,
start to
you
complain,
are wealthy.
right? If I
Your
start to
wealth is
complain, I'm a
happiness.
piece of crap.
Exactly. Because there's
There's
people that
there's people that really have it bad,
there's people
and I'm
that have
nowhere
everything
near.
though, like money wise, wealth wise,
and that's all they have.
and they're empty, dude.
Yeah, and that's all they have. They have so
And,
much
like,
money that that's all they have.
It's nuts. And like I see it, I hear for it day to day clients, they tell me, "Oh, I'm getting a divorce and my wife wants it," and they're fighting over money and the kids are involved. Yo, it's crazy.
Yeah,
So yeah, man, I'm happy that you're fulfilled everything and you're making moves. I can't wait to see what's next, brother. But the last thing I gotta ask you before we ride, I saw this in the Bronx still, so I love this question.
okay.
Do you rather be feared or loved?
Great movie, by the way. Sad what happens to, you know, some of the choices that homie made, but loved all day.
You talking about the actor?
Yeah,
Have you seen his interview
yeah,
after?
yeah.
Dude, it hurts.
It hurts. I'm like, and I remember being a kid. I was like, yo, that movie was amazing. You know, like,
he made it. What is it? The name that they have in the movie? Jalacalo.
oh, that's right. He had like a funky name.
Weird. I forgot the name, man. I'm sorry, but
sorry, bro.
that movie's awesome.
Yeah,
Bronx Tale, watch
no,
it.
but love all day, bro.
Love all day?
Why fear? Why fear? I mean, I'm sure some people rather have fear, but no, love all day.
What I say always is like people, they could fear to let you down because of all the love that they have for you. So you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but they fear to let you down. They don't fear you.
Exactly.
That's two different fears.
Two different fears, but at the same time, it's a feeling.
Yeah.
So like, if somebody tells me that, like, yo, Gene, I don't want to let you down. I fear that. I'll be like, okay, I appreciate that. You know, because they might not love me, but they don't want to let me down because of the fear of, okay, if I let you down, then what we have as a friendship or whatever is not the real deal. So you can see it in two different ways, but it's just
There
a
you
question
go.
I love to
Yeah,
ask because
no,
it
no.
brings out that
Fear and love.
conversation.
So,
Fear
so
and
maybe
love.
you like the balance of both.
Balance of both. It's very hard,
Yeah.
but balance of both.
Yeah, it's never going to be 50-50, but maybe the balance of both. Because if they love you, but they fear that they're going to let you down,
Message.
there's a little bit there.
All right, Frisk, let everybody know where they can see your work, how they could contact you if they need anything, or if you want to promote anything. What's next, brother?
No, yeah. Follow me on all my socials. Follow me on Frix84. And pretty much all the to reach me is everything's in the bio. And yeah, more to come.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate it.
Thank you, man.
Guys, one of the best artists in Miami. Okay? Live, laugh, love. We out. Peace.